Hey everyone, I'm King. Welcome back to KingSpade channel. So the day before, the Taiwan game developer had made a new web content on the new upcoming patch, the update for the new map Juno. The Taiwan players can pre-register for the upcoming update and get various rewards. And with that, there is also details on the job class optimization that will be adjusted along with the new patch. So I had planned to make a video about it, and I was actually already in the process of making the video, but I can't finish it on the same day as the day the information is released. So I plan to complete it and publish it the next day. Unexpectedly, the SAS server released several pages of infographic with a full details of the job class adjustment later that day. Well, I did expect the SAS server game developer will do something like this, but just not that fast. You know what I mean? The SA game developer had always been very secretive, and always I have to find the related information from the Taiwan server and make it into a video for SA players to see. I guess the SA game developer is more efficient this day. Anyway, all of my translation for the Taiwan server job class balance just goes down the drain. Since we have an English version with complete details, I'm going to use that for this video. So let's not waste any more time. Let's look at the upcoming job class optimization that will be updated on 21st of February. The first job class in the list is the Knight. I see a lot of additional info and skills being included in the infographic as compared to the Taiwan version. The first one is 100 Spear skill. This skill is now added with Endure effect. Next, Sword Mastery, Spear Mastery and Cavalry Mastery skill. All these skills are now scaled with the Strength attribute instead of AG and Dex. Looks like the Knight job class will have higher damage output after this. In fact, I think with just these changes, this is enough for the Knight job class to get the damage that the players have been craving for. But let's see what else will be changed for the Knight job class. Next, Dark Flame Sword skill. Right, it's written a lot here, but basically what it means that only allies and the caster will benefit the debuff inflicted to the target. Instead of reducing flee and inflicting anti-crit to the target, now it increases the caster and their team members with final hit and crit rate. Now I am oblivious about this because I am not a Knight user, but I think players have been raising this issue whereby the effect done to the target also benefit to other players that is not in the same guild or party. If you are a Knight user, I think you know what I mean, or maybe you are not aware about this either. So this adjustment changed that. Next, Double Blow skill. The skill bonus attribute damage is now changed to the weapon attribute instead of neutral attribute, meaning now the skill bonus damage is not locked to neutral element anymore. It is changed depending on your weapon element attribute. Next, Wind Cutter skill. At maximum stack, crit damage will inflict the Rupture status and dealing higher additional damage, and the additional damage can be crit. Next, Spiral Pierce skill. The skill cooldown is increased by 1 second, and additionally the Strength attribute will increase the damage coefficient up to 2000%. Wow, that is insane. You know, I have been thinking lately why the Knight job class is just average on higher level gameplay. For Ragnarok game, the Knight is good in early to mid game, but it does not perform on higher levels, say level 80 onwards or after the third job. This is the game design for the job class. Unlike the job class like Blacksmith in early to mid game feels lacking, but they perform well on higher level. So there are pros and cons for each job class, but players want the job class to be the #1 job class, the top among all of the job class throughout all of the game content. Well, that applies to all job class. Who doesn't want the job class to be OP, right? Next, Ignition Break skill. Similarly, the Strength attribute will increase the damage coefficient up to 1500%. Additionally, the area damage will inflict a slow effect to the target. Next, Brandish Spear skill. Similar to the Spiral Pierce skill, the skill fixed cooldown is increased by 1 second, and the Strength attribute will increase the damage coefficient up to 2000%. So that's all for the Knight skill adjustment. Now move on to the Knight Shadow equipment. For the Shadow equipment, Wind Cutter 2 skill. The bonus physical damage is increased. Shadow Equipment Brandish Spear skill. A new effect is added. The skill will ignore the target stun resist by a certain percentage. Head Crush 2 Shadow Equipment skill. Additionally, increase final physical damage reduction and final debuff reduction stat. Double Blow 2 skill. The skill effect is increased. And the last one, Dark Flame Sword Shadow Equipment skill. Basically, it reflects the changes on the skill adjustment. Instead of inflicting debuff on the target, now it increases the final hit and crit rate of the team members. Alright, that's it for the knight. Next is the assassin job class. I had went through it previously. I think this adjustment is more for the dagger assassin. The first one is Supersonic Blow skill. The skill is added with stun resistant ignore effect. Left and right hand mastery skill. The skill is now scaled with strength instead of dex. Yes, I remember saying maybe the dagger assassin is much better with dex instead of strength because of this particular reason. So now the game changed it to strength to reflect the player's playstyle on the dagger assassin. No one is playing the dagger assassin with dex attribute, right? I mean, maybe that is what the game intended for the players to play the dagger assassin using dex, just like the bard or dancer for example. They benefit from INT or AG attribute instead of dex, although they are from the archer job range. Do you know what I mean? And they actually deal a lot of damage, for example. Next, hiding skill. This is a long description, but basically the mark duration is increased from 3 to 6 seconds. And the last one, cross impact skill. The skill cooldown time is reduced by half from 12 to 6 seconds, and the skill damage coefficient is also increased that scale with the target's maximum HP. Next is the rogue job class. This is also one of the job class that the players have been excited for the adjustment. So what do we have here? The first one is the Vulture's Eye skill. Now the strength attribute is added with the hit rate stat. So now the longbow rogue will not have hit problem anymore. It's a good thing, but if this type of updates keeps being implemented, I mean the assassin skill also implemented with hit rate on previous adjustment. Same goes with other job class. Then the flee rate and hit rate will not mean anything anymore in this game. Either you can totally omit the flee and hit rate factor because it doesn't mean anything, or just make every job class attribute scale with dex attribute. It solves the hit rate issue once and for all. Next, the shadow spell skill. The skill damage is increased. And the last one, the phantom raid skill. The ghost power damage is increased and also added with final hit stat. Moving on to the next job class, Blacksmith. The magma eruption skill trigger rate is increased as well as the crit bonus trigger rate. Next, the alchemist. There are 2 skills adjusted and the rest are shadow equipment skill. The demonic fire and card tornado skill is granted with endure effect. For the shadow equipment skill, first we have the merchant skill battle wheel 1 and 2. Battle wheel 1, the final physical damage bonus stat is increased, and battle wheel 2, the PvP final physical damage bonus stat is increased. Next, impulsive /1 and 2 skill. Impulsive /1, the skill trigger chance is increased, and impulsive /2, the skill trigger chance is greatly increased. Looks like the mass type alchemist will be dealing more damage with these changes. Next, Gene Upgrade 1 and Gene Upgrade 2. Gene Upgrade 1, the final physical damage reduction effect is increased. Gene Upgrade 2, the PvP final physical damage reduction effect is increased. And the last one, the War Axe Shadow Equipment skill. This Shadow Equipment skill is at the contract node. The bleed damage effect is increased. So overall, the alchemist adjustment is on the mass type weapon. Next, the dancer job class. I didn't expect the dancer will be in the list, so we only have one skill here, the Wink of Charm skill. The skill casting range is shortened to 5 from 12 meters. Move on to the next job class, Hunter. Now what could it be? What adjustment the game made for the Hunter job class? The first skill is the Beast Band skill. The skill damage is now added with Dex attribute. Now originally the skill increased damage to brute, insect and fish monster. So although they add the Dex attribute to the damage coefficient, I guess it only increased damage to these 3 monsters. It feels like the game wants to make the Hunter to deal more damage, but they don't want to make the Hunter to have that much damage at the same time. You know what I mean? And 0.1% is not that much, but I mean mean, a buff is always a good thing, so I take it. Next, increase the INT attribute damage coefficient to the trap skills, specifically on the skill Electric Shock, Claymore Trap, Ice Trap, and Landmine. I recently just come to know how to build the Trapper Hunter the correct way, thanks to Teacher Ree that had been sharing his input on his Trapper build Hunter. Previously, we all thought that the INT stat is the attribute that gives the trap skill more damage. Well, that is not the case. It happened that both INT and Dex attribute give the trap skill damage. So having a balanced INT and Dex stat actually give a significant damage to the trap skill. Well, I guess after this, the INT attribute will give more damage as what we initially thought with this update. Next, Deadly Shot skill. The damage of each arrows are increased. And for Shadow Equipment, Deadly Shot skill, this is for the short bow Shadow Equipment at the contract node. The skill damage coefficient is increased. Yes, this is a needed change. The Deadly Shot skill is practically useless as of it is now. No ranger actually uses this skill because it does not have high damage. Well, this is a great change for Hunter job class, especially on the trap skill. Hopefully with this update, the Trapper build can actually be used in the game, and I am most interested for the changes on the Beast Band skill. For me, this particular skill adjustment is just weird, but let's just see what it will be after the update. And the last job class is the Sage. The first skill is the Earthgrave skill. The skill fixed cooldown is decreased by 1 second and the skill slow effect is increased. Next, Spell Fist skill. The damage coefficient is increased and added with hit rate effect that scale with the INT attribute. The Spell Fist Shadow Equipment skill shockwave damage coefficient is increased. Next, Spirit Possession skill for the Flame Tyrant effect. The normal attack damage coefficient is increased. And the last one, the Summon Spirit skill. The shield granted value that scale with the Sage magic attack is decreased, but additionally, the shield value will be affected by the Sage maximum HP. So that is all for the job class adjustment for this upcoming update. This optimization will be implemented together with the new patch for the Umbala map update in ACH server. It is scheduled to be patched and updated on 21st of February. So what do you think of the job class adjustment? I like to hear what do you think. You can put your thought at the comment section below. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you for always supporting me and this channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And also don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next video. And as always, happy playing. Bye bye.